We've taken on a client in the space of personal branding. There is so much to take from this for any aspiring entrepreneur, and I wanted to share our little bits of findings and some advice for you on it. We've just taken on a cool client. It's somebody that is very, very conscious of their own personal brand, and it's something that I want to share because, look, if you're watching this channel, I hope you're an aspiring entrepreneur and I hope you're taking some lessons from this, but this is something that I think is going to be of real value to you. So this person, they're CEO of a pretty impressive company, and they're conscious of their own personal brand, and they're conscious of the fact that they might bump into, let's say, 50 people in a given day, and they're conscious of the impression they give bumping into those 50 people a day, in terms of how they look, in terms of how they deal with them, in terms of the impression they give. But what they're coming to a realization is that they might bump into 50 people a day in the physical world, but in the digital world, they're probably bumping into 500 people or 1,000 people. And so their digital impression, their digital impression is so important, and something that they really want to focus on. So for anybody watching on, I think there's something to take from that in terms of, you know, you might be conscious of how you look and you might be conscious of the impression you give when people bump into you, but I lay you a bet you're not as conscious of how you look and how the message you're giving off through your social media. Again, on the premise that you might bump into an average of 50 people a day who'll take an impression from you, but I lay a bet there's tenfold bumping into you on social media, seeing the comments you're giving off, seeing the pictures you're giving off. And we all know, if we think about our personal brands and we refine it, how that can affect impressions, and then a byproduct of that, opportunities. And I imagine if you're in the middle of building up your business, you're starting to tighten up in your personal physical brand. But wow, there is such opportunity in the digital space because you're connected to so many people. Hell, people are spending like 5.5 hours a day on social media. So they're spending just as much time as they are kind of out physically as they are on social. But as you're connected to everybody, there's an opportunity to connect and impress upon so many more people. So, like, our work with this person was obviously cleaning up their Facebooks, their Instagrams, their LinkedIns, their Twitters, taking away any of the comments that are off-brand, rearranging the content so it's very on-brand and it's very complementary to their career goals and their personal, I suppose, the personality, or really how they want to be perceived. And so, for yourselves watching on, I actually think, as I said, there's a lot to take from it in terms of reviewing your own social media and looking at all the different pictures that you've put out or all the different comments you've made, and just looking at them from somebody that perhaps might not know you and seeing, okay, what kind of impression does this give? What kind of story does this tell? And maybe there's a couple of ones that completely distort or completely against the brand that you're trying to project. There might be value in pulling them away and deleting them. It might make you much easier to understand, or it might suggest you are who you want to be. Anyway, it's something that I want to push out and I want to throw into your minds, because the work that we're doing, it's really exciting, but I think it's going to be dramatically effective. And for yourselves, it won't cost a lot. It just takes a bit of time to look through, as I said, your social media presences and look at them from an outsider in terms of what impression does the messaging you've been making give off, but review it. Review it in line with how you want to be perceived and where you want to go with your career, and I guarantee it'll accelerate you towards there.